So, for those of you who are new to my channel, I'm a retail investor who buys solely shares of NVIDIA and Bitcoin, and I will be doing so until March of 2034. I started this journey earlier this year in March of 2024 and made a timeline and a plan of investing into just these two things over the next 10 years. So, I recommend you guys check out my other videos. But for now, I'm just going to focus on my 2025 investment goals. So, this is something new I'm doing, but I think it's very, very important to kind of have benchmarks and just fun little things to check off, right? Especially as we enter the new year. And for me personally, right now, my individual portfolio that has NVIDIA shares and Bitcoin, it's valued around $34,000. And my goal by the end of 2025 is to have a portfolio amount of $60,000. So I think it's definitely doable. It's not just going to come off huge returns from NVIDIA and Bitcoin. It's going to come off the principal and the money I invest myself and that I put aside at the beginning of each month. But that's kind of my first goal, to hit 60K, which I think would be pretty awesome. And I really want to stick to that and do everything I can on my end to make sure I get to that point. So that's number one. Number two, so um, probably by the end of July, I will receive a company bonus and severance from where I'm currently working, and that should be valued, I would say, around um, just a modest estimate. I would say around $8,000. So I want to put that solely into Bitcoin and store it. So could that go into NVIDIA too? Of course, but for now, I'm just going to put that towards Bitcoin. And that's also what I did with my wedding gift earlier this May, in May of 2024. So that's my second goal. And my third goal, in September of 2025, I want to start investing $2,000 towards this portfolio. And that's because I recently received an offer to work at a new company, and there's a bit more, or I received a bit of a salary boost, and 2,000 a month is what I want to put towards my savings and investments for my wife and I, my family and I. So before I go on to the next slide, I just want to say this. You may see these numbers right now. I currently invest plus or minus $1,000 a month, and I want to double that by the beginning of the fall of 2025. By no means necessary am I some kind of baller. Um, I am very aggressive with my savings. My wife knows about it as well, to the point where in my checking account by the end of the month, I may only have $15 to $20 sitting in there. So right now, I'm about a week out from payday, and I have just over little over $100. So I'm aggressively putting money towards this. Um, with the thesis that this NVIDIA and Bitcoin are going to grow um, pretty big over the next handful of years. So, just a little insight in that. I'm a school teacher, a regular guy that's pulling as much money as I possibly can that I receive and putting it towards these two things. And that's what this channel is about. So, just two things I want to go over here before we finish the video. Will I ever take profits? Yes, I will. My wife and I do plan on purchasing real estate in the future. Um, I know that's going to put a dent into my savings and my potential returns, but um, I made it a point to have this goal with my wife and my family to purchase our own real estate. It's a dream of my wife's, and if that's something that can make her happy and help our family out, it's something I'm definitely willing to consider. So I will take profits for that. Will I ever take profits for things like purchasing clothes, buying automobiles, or anything like that? Absolutely not. I'm very much a minimalist, and I'm basically saving for my future kids, for their college fund, or to help my parents out near the end of life. And this is all just fun to me. It's like having my little farm of saving or whatever, as corny as that sounds. And again, to give people insight into what this portfolio of Bitcoin and Nvidia will look like over the coming years. So, will I ever take profits? Yes, but for reasons like making myself look better, no. Last question. What if your investment doesn't make big returns by 2034, and what will you do afterwards? So if I make modest or minus returns, or if I make returns that barely outpace the S&P 500 index or the Nasdaq 100 index, well, so be it. All right, I take my hit to the mouth, and I carry on. And if it were to be so alarming to the point where investing in these two things were just not worth it anymore, well, I wouldn't sell anything. What I would end up doing is just holding my shares of Nvidia, holding my Bitcoin or Satoshis, and then investing more aggressively into something like an S&P 500 index, the triple Q, whatever else out there that's more modest and more humbling with returns per year, if you will. So that's basically what I would do there. Again, I'm staying committed to this for the next 10 years. Follow along with the channel, subscribe, like, comment. I'm very responsive, and I appreciate any support and viewership from you guys. So thank you so much. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. See you soon.